What's going on, everybody? It's Alfredo Brown with Footballguys, and the NFL draft has taken place, and now it's time for rookie draft season for the Dynasty managers. I'm going to talk to you about 4 players that I think are going severely underdrafted, and they are awesome values for you in your rookie draft. Let's get started.
Perfect.
All right, the first player I want to talk about here is Jalen Tolbert, a wide receiver that came out of South Alabama, got drafted to the Dallas Cowboys at the 88th overall pick. He got himself some nice draft capital in the NFL draft, but he's going as the wide receiver 14 in rookie drafts. That's the 20th overall player. We're talking about a guy that's often getting selected as a late second round pick, sometimes even an early third. I've drafted him in the early third round, and I was shocked that he was there. Let's look at this profile for him. I mean, he's going to be likely a day one starter for the Dallas Cowboys, one of the top offenses in the league. Now you're saying, how is he going to be a day one starter? That doesn't make sense. Let's take a look at this, right? Michael Gallup is recovering from an ACL injury and may not even be ready for week 1 of the season. Even if he is, there's been a lot of talk about CeeDee Lamb and how he prefers to play in the slot. And that's something that the Dallas Cowboys are going to acquiesce. Now, Amari Cooper has left Dallas, and Michael Gallup is injured. CeeDee Lamb plays in the slot. Do I need to keep going on here? Jalen Tolbert's actually going to have a really easy path to production in year 1 on a good offense. All right, the next player I want to talk about is Tyler Allgeier, running back from BYU that was selected by the Atlanta Falcons. He's currently going as the running back 8 in rookie drafts and the 22nd player overall, according to DLF ADP. Now, that's a player that's being selected in the late second round, early third round, and he's got an easy path to production in year 1. Now, when I say this, I mean that he's going to be taking over the Mike Davis role that Mike Davis himself actually wasn't very good at last year either. And when I say he's taking over that role, I mean it. The Atlanta Falcons cut Mike Davis almost immediately after the NFL draft after securing Tyler Allgeier. Now, he's not necessarily a top 5 running back in his first year, probably not a top 12, probably not a top 15 running back, but there's a pathway here that he could be a top 24 running back as a rookie. I mean, reports suggest that Cordarrelle Patterson is going to be playing a lot more wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons this year, and Allgeier has a 3-down set of skills. He's a 220-pound running back. He got some receiving work at BYU, talking about 28 receptions in 2021. And we all know that Arthur Smith, the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, likes to run the ball. He had one of the lowest passing rates, even with Matt Ryan on his team last year, and even with the Atlanta Falcons trailing in so many games. Tyler Allgeier has a nice path to production in year 1. Now, I got a couple of slot wide receivers I want to talk about here as screaming values in rookie drafts, and it's Khalil Shakir. I've talked about him before. He's going as the wide receiver 17 in rookie drafts, or 30th player overall. That's a guy that's going in the mid to late third rounds, and I think that's just criminal. He got drafted by the Buffalo Bills, got some pretty decent draft capital, and we know that Josh Allen likes slot receivers. He's used Cole Beasley as a consistent slot receiving threat year after year, and with Cole Beasley gone, well, the Buffalo Bills went and they signed Jamison Crowder. Jamison Crowder hasn't really been fantasy relevant for years. On top of that, he only signed a 1-year, $2 million deal. He could be cut at any time. So the roles are already established in Buffalo with Gabriel Davis on the outside, Stephon Diggs on the outside, but now a young, crafty route runner like Khalil Shakir gets the opportunity to be a slot wide receiver for the top or one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Yeah, he gets a really great opportunity for some early production. Now, the last guy I want to talk about is Kyle Phillips, a wide receiver from UCLA that got drafted by the Tennessee Titans, but guess what? He's going undrafted in most rookie drafts, which I think is crazy. He's going as the wide receiver 24, typically undrafted or in the late 4th round. Now, another quarterback that likes his slot wide receivers, Ryan Tannehill really does. As a Miami Dolphins fan, I can tell you for years, he was targeting Jarvis Landry out of the slot. That was something that he's been missing in Tennessee. Now, a lot of people talk about maybe Treylon Burks taking on that role. They drafted Treylon Burks to go and play on the outside, and a couple rounds later go and draft Kyle Phillips to play in the slot. Kyle Phillips' role is a slot receiver. I doubt they're drafting 2 guys to play the exact same spot on the field. Now, Ryan Tannehill's affinity for the slot wide receiver goes even way back to college with Ryan Swope out of Texas A&M. This is something that he has always done. Why? Because slot wide receivers are easy to target when you get under pressure. Last year, Ryan Tannehill was one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the NFL, and Kyle Phillips actually had a separation rate at UCLA that was in the 96th percentile among wide receivers. I really, really like him as a late round pick. And for some of you, you can actually go and pick him up off your waiver wire right now.